Hello and welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're the team here at Your Video Team.
Sorry, I just thought, like, where I've had to move around and now I'm like, oh, have I covered my... But I can't see myself properly. Have I covered my face?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
hang on. Sorry, everyone. Boop. Boop. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're the team here at Your Video Team.
I wasn't expecting to start again. I just thought, put in my mistakes like you normally do.
No.
You can't now do yours. That's cheating.
I can turn the volume down on mine. But you decided to make a big fuss and deal about it.
Me? What are you on about? Never. Come on in.
Whoa.
Your one.
What are we talking about today?
Well, we've been doing some exciting things, haven't we?
It has been a very busy month and we have been doing some very exciting things. You're quite right.
So we've been out talking again, standing in front of people, telling them about what the next year of video could be looking like for their business.
Yes.
And how they can make the most of their videos that they're going to be creating.
Yeah, we gave them some tips how they can keep it in-house, not necessarily having to hire a team in, which is very useful for them, and some tools that they can use to help with lead interactions and stuff like that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And that was really good. It seemed to be received well. We got a lovely email from the organisers to say, like, thank you, and send over details of what you do, and you never know, someone might just come to you instead. So that was really lovely, and I enjoyed that day out, and it was held in the wonderful location of Canterbury Cathedral.
Yes.
And I mean, what a backdrop.
Well, we had 2 days there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was
because we were there to talk on the Thursday. Yeah. But the Wednesday, the night before, we were kind of doing a live feed, weren't we, for a training?
A conference. Yeah. So it was a conference, like I just said, but it was a private conference. That's the word I was looking for. So they have their own built-in what's it like Zoom? I'm trying to think what
like a webinar kind of.
That's it. Yeah.
Space.
So we had 120 people in the room.
Yeah.
And then we had another 30 odd tuned in online.
Up and down the country, and some of them in the room for some reason.
Yeah, that was a bit odd, wasn't it? I think they were engaging with those out and about. But so we streamed the conference that was happening in the room. We not only had to but manage the sound in the room. Yeah. But then visually, visually project all their slides and videos that they had created up on their was it not whiteboard, oh my gosh, words, projector, thank you, through the projector and everything like that, which in essence, if you know how to do, is quite a simple project. That
the imagery side of stuff was fine. It was making sure that the sound side of things was working, because we had room mics, we had mics for the speakers, we had mics for the judging panel. Yeah, they're not a judging panel, but they'd asked appropriate questions and stuff like that. But
and then you got to do all that sound, and whilst doing that, stream that sound, plus having speakers who were broadcasting from online. So we think, oh my god, okay, but then making sure that there's no echo. So this is our second year of doing it. Yep, we've already been booked for year 3, which what a compliment as well.
Oh yeah.
But throw on top, like last year, one of our very first first learning curves with their conference was we had this issue where as the speakers would talk in the mic, obviously it would come out the room mics, but the room mic would pick up the handheld mic would then pick up the sound of the room mic, and it would stream it back to those.
It made like an everlasting loop. I don't think it was the mic that was picking it up. I think it was because we had the software running on our computer.
That was it.
But we weren't controlling where that sound was coming out.
So that was all very
It was it was a lot easier this year.
It was a lot easier. Different location, which threw us a little bit, because we were like, oh no, at least we know how your system works now. Now we're in a whole new...
Yeah, but we just took control of everything then, didn't we? Yeah. We were down... Because we also thought it was going to be in another room.
we found out 24 hours before. Yeah. Oh, no, it's happening in this room. We were like, well, okay. But thankfully, the Canterbury Cathedral Lodge, which is actually where it was, have an amazing tech guy, Gerardo. Shout out to Gerardo, because he was on it, and you two geeked out, and I just sat in the corner nicely, didn't I?
Had a couple of video calls.
I had a meeting, and I was like, well, I'll just sit over here then if you guys have got this.
Yeah.
And he was on it, came on the day to make sure.
I didn't get to see him on a day.
No, I did. I was gopher for the day. Can you get me coffee? Can you get me a snack? Can you get me...
yeah, and you...
Can you press this button? I need to go to the bathroom. No, don't leave me with the buttons.
You regret me sharing the buttons with you, don't you? All these little looks of, I've got to get you another coffee. Well, do you want to do it? I'll get it myself.
I'll go get coffee. Off I go.
That was thrilling to do that kind of event.
And that's a long day. Like, we're there. Well, we got there at 7 a.m. Conference started at 7:30, so it's quite a quick setup. An hour and a half doesn't sound... Well, we have to set up by 8.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a lot of time, and it's not a lot of time.
No, I think what was good... So we did bring a PA system with us, didn't we? Just in case we couldn't connect to their room mics. But for next year, we know that we can.
Yes, that was really good.
Which was very helpful indeed. It took me most of the day before I realised they were coming out in the rest of the room.
I didn't realise that as well. I thought, God, our speakers are really good. Which they are. Go point out. They are. They're a DJ quality.
It's a proper PA system.
Yeah, speaker system. But then it was like, it's really got a really good sound to it. And then you were like, when you went to the bathroom, you were like, oh,
it's just as loud here as it is over there.
It's coming out over there. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So yeah, that was good. But that, like I said, that's a long day, because we get there at 7, have to be set up within an hour, ready to go within an hour and a half of arriving. Then the conference, and we should have learnt this from last year, but it overruns slightly.
Slightly, an hour, yeah.
Not quite an hour, but
44 minutes over. Yeah.
Okay. So, and in that time, not only we then have to completely break down the stage, which is because we're sat on stage with all the presenters and everything like that. Completely break down, ready for the DJ for the evening to set up. But then we have to go upstairs and set up for the photo studio in the evening.
Yeah.
and be photo ready, not just for a studio.
Not us photo ready, but the studio photo ready.
Yeah, we were far from photo ready that day. So we have to set up a photo studio with on-site printing, and also be ready to take photos of the awards that's again happen in the room. So you sort of run down, take photos as awards are given out, and then run up to the studio and take more photos of people enjoying themselves.
What were you doing?
I was on printing duty. Thank you. And stealing food.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Getting us
grub.
Much needed lunch.
So yeah, it was a full day, and like I say, I don't know why you took us there, but yeah. And then the next day we were back at the lodge in another room, talking and delivering about how what video is going to look like for the next year, how you can bring it in, and how you can get more out of it.
Yeah.
So
obviously we believe very much so in video podcasting, which became a bit of the talk that we done.
Yeah.
And I think like some of the venues that we were talking to, like Leeds Castle and Chichester Castle,
Chislehurst Caves. Oh, the Vineyard, Biddenden Vineyard were there.
Yeah, like there are loads of things that you could do with a podcast, like walking around a castle and showing off some of the rooms, talking to some of the staff members about little secrets and stuff like that. I think that's fantastic.
And we said about, remembering that, not every episode, if you think about, and I know we use him but he is a good example, like not every episode of Stephen Bartlett's podcast relates to you.
No.
So you either watch it because you're a Stephen Bartlett fan and you want to watch just every episode or you dip in and out and go, oh, yeah, I'm interested in this. No, I'm not interested in that. And you dip in and out of the episodes. And your podcast, don't be afraid to have your video podcast like that as well. So we spoke to them about like Biddenden video, that's what I got in my head, Biddenden Vineyard. We spoke to them and said about you could do a podcast about wine tasting as a corporate event, but then also do it as maybe a hen or a stag do, or as a family Christmas present. You know, you can individually.
You reckon our boys are like that as a family Christmas present?
I meant more like,
hey kids, you can watch mummy and daddy drink wine.
Yeah, woohoo. But it's like those sorts of things. Don't be afraid to specifically put your, like, have episodes like that. That's what we do. We have episodes that are about building your brand. We have episodes that are about running a podcast. We have episodes,
just as a general catch up.
Yeah,
because this is a very busy month and it's quite exciting.
It is.
So
where else have we been?
Well, we set up somebody else with their podcast just yesterday.
Yeah, we did a middle ground one, haven't we? So we've spoken to people about how they can do it themselves. We've gone and done it, and we go and do it. And then, yesterday we were contacted by
Never Mind the Box Office. Got a mug.
Yeah, Phil and Sarah, absolutely lovely couple.
Yes.
As well, like, genuinely just was like on their vibe.
So, and they're talking all things theatre, and it's not just musical theatre, it's not just...
Putting random things in the mug. Don't do that.
It was my little storage for my ties.
I put that up there 10 minutes ago, and already you're filling it with rubbish. Sake.
Well, I didn't need them all for your mic. But anyway, so what they're talking about are all things theatre. So it's not just musicals, it's not just shows, it's also stand-up comedians, rock shows, music, concerts and stuff that they're going to. So they've gone to a whole load.
30 last year.
30 last year. Some of them were in New York as well, wasn't it? Or was that the year before?
Year before, they did Vegas and New York for birthday and anniversary.
Yeah. So they had a plan to start this podcast over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and which was a great plan. And I think it's a brilliant niche to be part of. Not just because we love musicals and shows,
with theatre
and
geeks
like that,
too, as well, guys.
But also because it is that kind of thing where there's going to be an audience who are interested in this, and they're not going for snooty reviews.
I was glad you said that. I was thinking it and I thought, do you say snooty reviews?
It's not snooty reviews. It's two people talking about their experience and how they enjoyed it, and would they or would they not recommend it, or if you are this kind of person, you might like this show, that or that show.
And what's really amazing as well is that they come from a history of that. So Sarah, she said, like, she's been in the theatre world since she was like 4. She's been on stage, she's directed, she's done all those sorts of, she's done a lot of roles within the theatre, and so has that behind the scenes knowledge. Phil himself is a percussionist, so he has toured with bands, with shows, and been there, predominantly their drummer, but he does say he is a percussionist. I don't know what else you do as percussion.
Cymbals.
Okay.
Triangle.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. And they've got
cowbells.
And there's what'd you call me? Stop it. And their stories that, like, I could have listened to them all day. Like, at one point I said to you, like, I wrote a note to you, didn't I, and said, right, we've got to tell them that they've got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I'd clocked the time, was like, okay, I know that I've got to tell them with a warning. And then got engrossed in the next story. And then you were nudging me, going, tell them it's 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I got engrossed in the story they were telling and almost missed the cue to tell them.
Yeah, it was very interesting to hear that. But it was their first episode, which is out. You can listen to it. So look up Never Mind the Box Office.
Yeah.
Have a listen. Give them some feedback. They'd love to hear what you think of it. And we will carry on supporting them in the background, but it's very much their own thing.
Yeah.
We just went and set up their studio for them so they could record an episode there and then, and it'd be as easy a process to do the next episode as possible.
Yeah, so what we've done for them is, like you say, you set up all the stuff. He had all the equipment himself. You'd already given him some advice about what to get as well, any extra bits. They came for a consultation, so that's when we spoke that through. Then we turned up on the day and we set up all the cameras. And I mean, he's very not fortunate, but they've put in the effort to have a dedicated room for this.
Yeah.
So anything we set up, he was like, once it's set up, it doesn't move. Don't worry about that. So we set everything up with the best angles, and then sort of did the trailer for them. then what we did was use that trailer to set up all the areas that they're going to be. So again, video podcasting, so it's going on YouTube, it does that direct, but you've set up Spotify creators for them, which then through the RSS feed, which to all of us would mean the audio feed, it also distributes it all across the other platforms like Apple and things like that. So, but you were able to do that all while setting up from that trailer. Then what we've done is do a check sheet. So literally step by step, you walk in, you turn on the computer, you turn on the lights, you format the card this way, you press record here, and then here, record your episode, then turn off here, and here, because there is a specific order to do that too. And then this is how you upload to the computer, this is how you edit, a very simple edit you've created for them, upload here, job. And it is a step-by-step tick list, basically.
I would say it is a very easy edit for me. For people who know, it's going to take time for them to get up to speed of it, but we've tried to make it as easy a process as possible. Instead of going, oh, you need to press this button and that button, it's kind of click here, click there, which is probably a step-by-step is easier overall. But so, that's the thing, we will help you get fully set up if that's something that we can do, and show you the most least painstaking way to kind of have the episode going out there, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're aware as well that sometimes the startup is scary and you might not have a huge budget to, straight away invest in either a video production crew or an editing crew and things like that. So we can support in that, and then it's from you to work out where your expertise lies and where it doesn't, as to, right, I'm going to need the help here, and ask those questions and say, right, I think once I've got, my 10 episodes under my belt, started getting that and the flow of things, I now know that I need help here in potentially, like you said, the editing or the releasing. How much would it cost to just do that bit? Mm-hmm. And again, people can build that package up. So it's important to have those questions asked and answered, so you know what you're aiming for. Yeah. So yeah, very exciting for Never Mind the Box Office.
Yes, do check them out.
And it is, like I say, we're theatre geeks too, because why wouldn't we be? And it was a really enjoyable conversation. It was really very much them talking.
They did make the mistake to begin with, where we're like, hello, welcome to. You got to get all radio voice.
Oh yeah, but Sarah was very good and called Phil out on that and was like, hang on, that was not you. Who was that radio presenter? And he was like, oh yeah, okay. So we relaxed it down a bit, and it takes that's the whole point of us coming on that first day.
And it does get better over time. It does get easier. I mean, you look at us a year ago when we first started doing podcasting, or even before that when I started doing some videos on my own. Either it took me 5 hours to record a 30-second video, or I just felt like an absolute mess. And it is, when you're starting off, you
still have those moments as well. Like, I recorded a video a couple of months ago, and I could not for the life of me record it. And the words wouldn't work. I knew exactly what I was saying, and I said to you, I just need you to be in this with me. And as soon as you was, perfect.
Yeah, but I think we've also made it a step easier as well by buying some more equipment.
Yes, but I want to hate it, but it's really good.
It's really good. Do you want to get? It's just there. Do you want to get it?
No,
don't get it.
No,
she's not getting it.
No,
I'd show you, but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, there's I've put it on our Insta. Just tell people
check
what
our
it
Insta.
is.
Go to @YVT_UK and check out our Insta. You'll see that we have got a teleprompter, which might seem like, oh, then why you go on him? But
why would you see?
It's really useful. It's really great.
And considering that, I had no issues. I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to be able to use this. Not a problem. But you were a little bit worried. You struggled to...
I can't use it. I can't read quick enough.
I was going to say, you sort of self-diagnosed dyslexic sort of thing. But actually, you were fine.
But I think there's so many more things. So, yeah, okay, you can put a script on there. But say, we're doing a training session. imagine we're doing a training session with an online class
Okay, I imagine.
or something like that, and we want to talk to them. We could use our camera, put the teleprompter on there, and project all the faces onto the camera. So that whole breaking eye line stuff gets cut out. That just goes. It's no longer an issue. If we can get it onto an iPad, set up the audio so it all sounds great, and then we're just making direct eye contact because we're looking down the lens, but what we are seeing is faces, so we're not being distracted by the screen that's beneath the webcam or anything like that. We're just giving
So that whole thing of like breaking down when you're talking to an inanimate object, and that's really hard, actually gets broken by the fact that you are talking to the faces on a webinar or Zoom or whatever, however you set it up. Ooh, cool.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe even if we're like conducting an interview, you could, and instead of we want them to look down the camera, look, if we're doing an actual interview, we could just project our face onto a screen and talk to a FaceTime kind of thing, and they can talk directly to the face that they see on the projector. It's a great little bit of kit.
It's a tool that's, again, one of those that, okay, it has its purpose, but let's think outside the box a little bit. Yeah,
exactly that. And it's a nice box that it comes in too. But
I was just about to say, let's break the box, but you're like, no, it does come in a very nice package.
But that's it. You think of the basic way that you use stuff, and then think of another way that you can do it. Like a light stand. Okay, it holds a light, but also it can hold a boom arm if you've got the right bit to attach to it. There's different ways to use the gear that you've got. Yes, okay, it might be a bit guerrilla tactic-ish.
Well, this is a challenge I was thinking of setting you.
Me?
Well, us, I suppose.
Don't spend any more money on equipment.
No.
You've got to make everything work as it is.
That would be nice. That's a huge ask. I want to take on challenges that are achievable, but darling. No, but we obviously talk about setting up your own podcast and you guys being able to do this yourself. Like, you are capable, and if you want to, do it. So my challenge to you was going to be, or to us, was going to be, could we do an episode that was filmed on our phone with a gimbal and our Bluetooth mics and showcase people? Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same as this because there is a specific setup and you have got 2 cameras and big lights and big mics and all of this stuff. But ultimately, it isn't going to look bad or awful. And for a start-up of the fact of progress over perfection, people can start that themselves.
Okay.
Is that an okay challenge accepted?
Well, yeah, we'll give it a go.
I just want to show people, like, what they're holding. If you're holding yourself back because you think you need all of this, you don't.
No, you don't.
You just have it, so why not use it?
That's part of our talk. Somebody said, how much is it for us to come in and film to showcase their venues when we've done that talk? I was like, well, you can either pay us £3,000 to give you a nice video that you can share and put on your socials, do great, or you can start off yourself with a phone gimbal and some Bluetooth and do it for a few £100 and be willing to give things a try.
But also then have that, like, that was it, wasn't it? It was a gimbal and some Bluetooth mics was like a couple of £100 that you're investing in yourself, and you're investing in, I say your business. So ultimately, that is accessible all the time. You just got to pick it up and go with it. And then, whereas investing, like you say, anyway, like £3,000 upward for one video from us to then.
And at that point, you're not using us to necessarily create your content, but you'll use us as advisors on how you could create the content, what you could be making, the format that you could be using. And this is something that I'm kind of getting my head into right now, is the formats of all the videos that you could make. And listening to a conversation between Brendan Kane and Chris Doe, 2 very smart marketeers and designers and stuff like that. It's the formats you need to win, not the trends you need to follow.
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot in ourselves anyway, and when we're sort of working one-on-one with our partners and say, like, they go, oh, have you seen this trend? And we're like, okay, well, what's it going to do for you? Why do you want to do that trend? Well, everyone's doing it, but what's it going to do for you? Yeah,
and how long is that trending for? It's up, down, gone. That's it.
And the problem is you'll be chasing that drug of and that we've spoken about this before, is like that trend, great, you might go viral for, 48, 72 hours, something like that, and you've got 500,000 views on one video, but what happens next?
Okay. Do you know what? I think we should leave that there.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think that's a conversation for our next episode.
another episode. Okay. Next episode.
Next episode.
Oh, all right then. Next episode. Fine.
We're not going to film the next one on a Bluetooth.
No? Oh,
Not because I'm being snotty, just because we'll do that here. Because I think there's a few things we can talk about. When do you need to follow a trend? Something like that.
Ooh. All right then.
If you need to follow a trend.
Do you need to follow a trend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might need to buy a book before the next episode.
It's back to spending money. Challenge already broken on that one, isn't it? Here we go again. It's not funny.
Until next time, people. Love you, bye.
Love you. I love you.
Bye.
You're a pain in the bum.
Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Say love you, bye.
Love you, bye. I said love you, bye.